I've actually injected this video into your feed, so we're going to be playing some Minecraft Hardcore once again. It's Monday. How's everybody's Monday going? All right, so yesterday we left a nice hole in the side of our thing so we could get absolutely murdered in our sleep. Just kidding. So we're going to actually fill that hole in so that we can't get killed at any moment. And it is daytime. We're going to continue working on the house, guys. The house. So. Yesterday, I think we talked about the situation with these mints. So, if you ever see something that's naturally flavored, do not consume a lot of that. Because there's a good chance that it will become a laxative and you will be on the toilet for a good part of the rest of the day. Anyways, so we were working on the house last time we were on, and I forget what we were talking about. So we're going to bring up a whole new topic today, guys. We're going to bring up a new topic. So what is this new topic? This new topic, hold on. Let me actually think of the topic. The new topic is going to be retail work. So I did quite a bit of retail work when I was younger, and retail work is some of the worst work you will do, kind of. Because you're sitting down there with the lows. You're basically like the sponge that everybody uses that is slowly deteriorating when you're a retail worker. Because like, you gotta kind of do everything and clean up other people. If you're a good worker and you do retail, then you'll feel like that. But if you're not a good worker and you do retail, you're about to have the time of your life. AKA, if you're a teen taking a summer job at a retail store or just doing part-time, you're going to have a blast. You're going to be hanging out with all these new people that you've never met before, and you'll make lots of good friendships. So take advantage of that. Plus, you make money. So not only you make friends, you make money. You have a blast. You make good memories. Get a little bit of responsibility with what you're doing at that job. Boom, shakalaka, baby. That is life. So, just like me, I worked at, I guess 2 retail stores when I was younger. Holy crap, I'm talking like I'm freaking ancient over here. But yeah, worked at the old Canadian Tire. Yeah, if you don't know what that is, that's a Canadian retail store. It's aight. Okay, hold on, guys. I need to lock in for a second. I can't be just jumping around the whole episode. I need to actually get a little bit of work done. POV me when I was working retail. You get a little bit of work done around here. You can't just go looking for stuff in the back all day, or else people will actually start getting suspicious. If you know, you know. Anyways, we were gonna grab, I think, some dark oak, because yeah, we've used dark oak on the bottom. We're gonna use dark oak on the top. We're gonna go boom, 2, 3. Should we make this interesting? No, we're doing 3. We're doing 3 because I have an idea. Dang, I forgot that I was going to have to do multiple layers, Mitchell. Oh, I guess we're doing 2. All right, whatever. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to do 3 there. I wanna freaking explode out of my chair. Anyways, What is your guys' retail experience? Maybe you went to the retail store and saw some shenanigans, or maybe you've went there to buy something and you sent somebody to the back looking for something, and then they either never returned or spent an ungodly amount of time back there to come back with nothing. Because that is the shenanigans. Because you, as a retail worker, you don't get paid very much. You're also working a dead-end job because it's not going to go anywhere unless you are family with the owners or somebody close to the owners. Then you might have a chance at getting up the ranks to one of the better positions. And you're probably wondering, well, if you just work really hard, you can eventually make it there too. Very slim chances, because if you notice that a lot of the higher management, not managers, I'm not talking about managers, more of the supervisors to the store managers, right? Those people, as long as there's a lot of family members in the higher manager positions, that gives you a good visual and knowledge that it seems like they are more more likely to have their friends or family be in those positions. You're probably wondering, well, that doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna work this part and then eventually work up. That's where they get you, because they had no plan to give you a raise or a better position in the first place, because they already had plans to have their family take over those positions in the future and keep an easy living kind of situation, you know? And I could be wrong. That's just how it was at the store that I was at. And maybe not all stores are the same. So keep that in mind. But yeah, that's how it was at my store. So things could have changed since I've last been there as well. So I'm not holding them to it. They can do whatever they want. It is, we do live in a world where you can literally do whatever you want to an extent, as long as you don't get caught or you don't hurt anybody, right? I guess the first, whatever. You know what I mean. Anyways, so retail is not for everybody. I'll say that. Retail is pretty crappy a lot of the time. I'm going to be honest. But when you have a lot of friends that work there, that's when it gets poggers. And it doesn't even need to be friends that like work there with you. As long as you just find people, or as long as the place you're going to work has young people like you, then you can just make friends with those people, and you will have an ungodly amount of shenanigans take place. Because guys, you can do basically anything. When you have like what was the age again? I think it was like 16 to like 18-ish, because when you're hitting 18, you have some people that are going to college and stuff, so they're still working part-time, but a lot of like the 16 to 17-year-olds are still in high school, so you guys are at school. Maybe you see each other, maybe you guys go to the same school, maybe you don't, but at the end of the day, finish school, you go to work, and you see these same people. Now, the thing is, the one crappy thing is you lose a lot of time, because you'll usually go to school from, what was it again? Like, is it 7:30? No, that's too early. I think it's like 8:30 to 3:30, or at least where I am. That was the normal times, right? So then you'd get off at 3:30, and you'd have to work at, say, 5. Or, yeah, you have to work at 5, and you have a 5 to 9 now. that's where you're cooked, because now you're working from 5 o'clock. Basically, you had an hour and a half after you got off school, and now you're going to work for the rest of the day until basically 10 o'clock, and then you have like almost no time to do anything. And like at that point, it's like, oh, did I ever want to quit, you know? But that gets you into like kind of the time management kind of scenario a little bit, you know? And then after you hit that point, you can move on to kind of like actually taking on a bit of responsibility, but don't do it at the store, because then they're just going to use you kind of. Unless you have good people that own the store, then you can go ham and like, heck yeah, I'll do these all these good tasks for you guys. And yeah. You can do all those things. Yeah. Yeah. Now. The dark side of retail. If you didn't know, the dark side of retail is that they will make a community for you and make you feel at home. And then you'll feel bad when you want to leave, right? And now that is when the cult of a retail takes place, because now you're sucked in and you know too many people there, and now you don't want to leave. Luckily, that never happened to me. As a young guy, I was like, I'm going to go into plumbing. I'm going to go into a trade. I don't want to go to college. Let me find my own way, and let's do this. Went into a trade, started plumbing, did it for basically a year. If you don't know, plumbing is hit or miss, because if you're doing a lot of residential stuff like service calls, and a service call is basically when you come out to like something that's broken and you fix it. Now, if you do construction or residential construction, or worse, if you're doing construction on a reserve, not that I have anything wrong with a reserve, it's specifically the conditions there. Now it's like, so you're working with wet ground, like where they're building isn't the best, and now you have to trek through that. You're doing groundwork. If you don't know what groundwork is, it's basically you shovel gravel to make trenches for all the pipes to lay in and make sure they're all graded properly. And then you lay all them in, and then that's when the cement gets poured on top. And then that's how you, when you take a poop, it magically goes through the ground and into the septic system. That's because your boy Mitch showed up to your house and dug all the freaking gravel out and put those pipes there on your home. Just kidding. Probably not your home, but I've done it, and it is not very fun. Because at the end of the day, shoveling kills your back. It does make your back pretty strong, but it will leave you really sore, and eventually, if you look into it, digging, well, I guess if you had the proper lifting technique for for shoveling, which you'd be like, everybody can be like, well, that's easy. Once you're tired and your back is worn out, you cannot do proper technique anymore. It's keep working, keep digging, and eventually it will get done. Now, take a 15-minute break. Is your back going to be still sore after that 15-minute break? Of course it is, guys. So, your boy Mitch was like, guys, I don't want to be in a wheelchair when I'm like 60, because I want to do all these cool activities. So I was like, peace out, Boy Scout. We're moving on. So that's when we're in security now. We're in security. We're doing electrical not as much hassle in the back. It's more hands. So I'll just get tendonitis when I'm older, which that's better than not walking, guys. Am I right? Just something to think about. So every trade, actually, we'll save this for the next one because I'm probably just going to pre-record the next one right after this for tomorrow because I'm going to upload this really late. It's already 7, guys. Monday, 7:30 on Monday. Dang, I'm late. Sorry, guys. Peace.